chasing all my goals, I gotta get it. If I start something, then you know I gotta finish. Talk about life, mental health, and all the realness. If you speak on it, then you know you gotta feel
how real it is. How real it is. How real it is. How real it is. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's up, everybody?
What's the vibes?
Welcome back to the How Real It Is podcast.
How real it is, man.
I'm your boy Hayden THC.
It's your boy Suavee.
And today, we wanted to share a part of our story that we haven't really gotten into as much.
Yeah.
So, you know, as some of you may know or may not know, if you guys are tuning into us for the first time, we're married.
Yeah.
So, husbands, boom.
I got my ring on this week.
He got his ring
I got
on.
my ring on this week, y'all. Y'all can't be over here coming
Yeah.
for me. Because I got my ring on. Last week, I was going through something and my ring wasn't ringing. But it's ringing today.
Yeah, boy. So, we wanted to kind of talk about, I guess basically like our coming out story and just how being gay has affected our lives. Because this is something that I think whenever I came out to a lot of people, and I kind of, you know, brought this up a little bit, I think in my episode where you interviewed me. You know, again, I grew up around a lot of people who were just like me, quote unquote. And I mean, I didn't even know of anyone who was openly gay, like at all. And so, you know, when I came out, it kind of, and I think I shared just my real experience. A lot of people were just like, oh, damn, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it is.
It's like
And
that.
so I think today, you know, we were just kind of talking and we wanted to just share this part of our story and part of ourselves, you know, because it's important. It's important to who we are.
Yeah.
So, babe, why don't you go first? Why don't you kick it off? Okay. You wanna just give people a rundown of just like, so what was your coming out story like? And then I think even beyond that, like, how did you first know or sense like, hey, I'm gay, or there's something different about me?
Yeah. Okay. So, I came out in 2019 to family. All my life, I kind of knew there was something different. You know what I'm saying? Because at first, I'm gonna keep it real. Like at first, I thought I was bisexual. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was interested in men and women. But being honest, like, you know, as time went on, I'm just like, no, that's not it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Facts, like, that's not it. And so, man, it was a struggle coming out. And I say that because of where I grew up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in, you know, Richmond, California. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know me. Everybody know my family. And it's like, okay, in a way, I was like, I don't want to embarrass my family if I come out as gay. You know what I'm saying? And so it got to a point where I was just like, okay, why am I sitting here trying to make everybody else happy and I'm not happy myself? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I was depressed. You know, I couldn't be the real, authentic Stanley because I was hiding something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was hiding my sexuality to impress other people. You get what I'm saying? Trying to, you know, just not bring that side out of me. You know what I'm saying? And so, honestly, when I came out, I felt like so much better. I was happier. I got healthier. And yeah, so, you know, for me, it was just more of being me and being the authentic me, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know, people, you know, a lot of people, you know, changed, you know what I'm saying, or switched up on me more, so to speak. But I'm the same Stan that y'all knew before I came out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people look at me like, oh, he gay. I ain't never in my life tried to hit on nobody. like, and still to this day, like, I've never ever tried to hit on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I was me. You know what I'm saying? And I just want people to know that I'm the same Stan that y'all used to fuck with before the title of me being a gay man.
Yeah.
Straight up.
People think that though. Like I've noticed that. Like it's really crazy where it's like, and I think I've noticed this from like dudes more so.
Yeah, facts.
Where it's just like they just get all up in arms as if like we're going to try to like
hit on you.
Yeah,
like,
or like be. But I think here's what it is, and I've read this somewhere, and I think that this is true. It's like I think some men are scared that we're going to treat them the way that they treat women. No, straight up.
Facts though. Facts.
Shots fired.
Facts. Facts. No,
But
for real.
but no, I mean it's really like that, and it's really interesting when it's just like, first of all, a lot of these dudes that are saying that ain't all that. Don't worry, bro. We weren't gonna try to hit on you anyway, fam.
Not like you get what I'm saying. It's just like for you know what I'm saying, like. Oh, good dude, gay. I don't fuck with him. It's like, bro, have I came at you? Have I ever tried to flirt with you? You know what I'm saying? Like people, and I feel like men. I'm gonna keep it real. Men who do that is hiding their sexuality.
Yeah, there's
because if you coming at me like, bro, you gay, and I don't fuck with that. It's like, bro, why? Why do I never came at you, approached you, never came at you any type of way, never flirted with you, but you just can't be around gay people? Why?
Yeah, it's like it's so funny, man. There's somebody that when I lived in Nashville that I knew, and I kind of had my suspicions, you know what I'm saying? And I still do, because it just be like random times where he just say some just like randomly really just out of the blue hateful stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro, like what? You know what I'm saying? Like it just be casually chilling. Or one time he even did that in like the middle of a concert, and the whole crowd was just like, "What?" I don't know. It was like it was really weird. It was just like out of nowhere, like not having anything to do with any of his songs or nothing. And it's just like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
And then like and then there'd be times like where we'd be places or in a group of people, and he just bring up girls just like in a very explicit way. Again, also just like out the blue, and it's just like, all right, bro. Like what you trying to prove to us? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, bro, what point
Lil
are you trying
sus.
to prove? That's sus as hell. Like you trying to be all dominant, manly man. Like, oh yeah, man, I get all the women. Like it's like, bro, chill out. We
okay,
good.
like.
We good. You ain't got to try to show us that.
Yeah,
like,
we wasn't doubting that or questioning that until
you know what I'm saying. You try to make it seem
really.
like, you know, it's just it's wild, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying. And it's just for me. I just want to be myself always.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just you know what I'm saying. I miss some of the people that was in my life, but if y'all feel like that's what y'all got to do in order to feel like y'all not fucking with me, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. I want to, because I'm gonna share some of my side of this as well that I've heard. But what's some of the stuff that you've heard from people, like, you know, because I've heard my fair share of like crazy stuff, like when I came out, or people that just don't really fuck with me anymore. Like just can you give like some examples of some stuff that you've heard of or what people have done? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, again, for one, people would just randomly out of the blue just stop talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Stop fucking with me. And I'm just like, okay, we was cool at first. You know what I'm saying? Until I came out and you just kind of bagged off. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be honest too. There is a lot of gay dudes who hit on straight men.
Man.
It's a lot of, and see, that's why
we got to talk about this.
I see y'all point, you know what I'm saying? And it's because I know it's a lot of gay dudes, because I'm gay, so I hear it all the time.
Yep.
Oh, I can get him. Like, oh, I can turn him out. Like, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, bro, like, if that man is not gay, stop trying to flirt. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people... I
got a story about this.
And it's like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, are trying. Like, you know, it's like, man, this man is not gay at all. Like, stop trying to flirt with him, and then you wonder why you getting beat up, or you know what I'm saying, because you sitting here trying to flirt with a straight man and he's constantly telling you, nah bro, I'm cool, back up. I'm not that type of gay. I'm not gonna sit here and try to flirt with a straight man. Like, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? No bro, I'm not gonna ever do that.
Yeah, I think and honestly too, just like with both of us being gay, this is something we gotta call out some of like our own community on some stuff, because like it really. And I wanted to tell this story because I've seen people like this, and this is what kind of make it so much more difficult for the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there was this. We were having this was at the infamous Haywood House. There are going to be so many stories I probably tell from that place on this podcast. But this happened at Haywood House. We were having a house party, and it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a pretty small group of people. There was maybe like, I don't know, like 8 of us. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy. Like 8 to 10 of us. We were chilling. We had this big porch, and fire pit and stuff. And so it was one of our good friends had brought one of his friends. So, like, none of us knew this dude, right? None of us knew this dude except our friend's friend who brought him, which was cool at first. But he just starts, like, overtly hitting on one of our friends, one of my roommates at the time, who was, like, straight. Now listen, we got some good gaydar. Sometimes there's a lot of people who could be like, there might be a little something or a little sus. Nah, this dude was straight. Like, I very confidently straight. But he was just like all over him, like, and it was making everybody uncomfortable, including myself. And then what really took it over the top was he was talking about how like his manager, I guess, was giving him a hard time. And even him recounting the story was just like, all right, sounds like you just kind of low-key weren't doing your job. Anyway, he was like, oh, my manager is giving me a hard time. But he literally, this is what took it to a whole nother level where I was like, oh, hell nah. When he was just like basically saying that he would beat himself up and claim that his manager did it as a hate crime to get his manager fired. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's insane.
Which is insane
That's
because
crazy.
I know people who have actually been victims of real hate crimes. And that was when, like, literally a couple of us kind of went to the side and we basically asked our friend's friend to like, we're like, yo, bro, this dude's got to leave. Like, cause this is like out of pocket.
Yeah.
And he left, and I'm not going to lie, it killed the vibe majorly. And it's like, and again, me sitting there as a fellow gay man, I'm just like, I would never. First of all, I wouldn't hit on somebody who is blatantly straight. It's one thing. Even if, like, let's just say you're really drunk and the guy's super attractive. You maybe just like shoot your shot a little bit or just try to put a little feeler out there, and that gets batted down. Cool. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what it is. Okay. But nah, this dude was he was out of pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that just makes me really, really frustrated is that it be those people that a lot of other straight people see, and they assume that we're all like that and because they've had an interaction with somebody like that.
We're not.
But it's not. You know what I'm saying? We're not. And like Stan said, a lot of us are really we're just regular ass people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like we really are. We're just regular ass people living our regular ass lives.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, our sexuality is just different.
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, people do that all the time. And it's just like, we all aren't like that. Let y'all know we're all not like that.
Really, honestly, I've found a very small percentage of us are like that. Like a very, very small.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been, and I mean, even part of with this podcast has been kind of the theme that I've noticed is that, like, a lot of my ideas and impressions of other types of people who are different than me were really based on a lot of those, like, outliers who may just be like a very, very vocal, very much minority. You know what I'm saying? And aren't necessarily representative of, whatever person or people group as a whole. And that's kind of been, that's been a big journey for me in my life is learning from that. Because again, growing up, when you're just around, at least for me, I was around a bunch of other, white people from the same place, you know what I'm saying, raised in the same area. And it's just like, you just kind of get this group think kind of worldview where, and again, that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, I did not know of anyone who was openly gay, let alone anyone that I could look at or even talk to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it was a different type of experience for me. But yeah. So you just saying basically it was just people that were just kind of ghosted you.
Yeah, there's just a lot of people that ghosted me. A lot of people that
I got that.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people
I got that a lot.
that fell back.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just a lot of like off the wall shit of like people trying to figure out how I became gay.
Oh man.
How are you gay? Like, I have family members ask me like, "Oh, were you touched? Were you molested as a youngster? Like, and I'm like, "No, bro. Like, not at all." Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it kind of like made me feel some type of way because it's like, damn, I got to be molested or touched to be gay. And it's like, no, not at all. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? It's who I am. You know, and a lot of people, the question, oh, did you choose to be gay? Or like, you know what I'm saying? No, I didn't choose this.
Yeah, like why would we choose to make life more difficult for ourselves?
Exactly. We get talked about all the time for being gay. Like, why would I say, "Oh, I'm just gonna join the club, I'm gay"? Like, no, that's not how it works, bro. Because if I keeping it real, if I could be straight, I would. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could be straight,
dude, shit would be so much easier,
better, so much easier. Facts. Like, it's like, okay, you know, but no, it's not. That's not me. Like, I didn't choose to be gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And for people some people really think that. Oh,
a lot of people really think that.
To be, bro, what? You sound crazy as hell. Like, oh, okay, I just woke up one day and said, oh, I want to be gay. Now, don't get me wrong. Let me tell you. Let me be real. You know, growing up, I started, you know, dating women. I'm gonna keep it real because of where I grew up, and I'm just like, oh, I'm already a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Let me be a gay big dude. I'm gonna be talked about. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to, you know, be straight, quote unquote. I dated women, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't for me, you know, and it was like, okay, I don't like this. Like, I don't like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit here and play like I'm straight when I'm not, you know, like some people. They do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping
there's a lot of people
keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? How real it is, man.
Real it is.
I know people.
It's a lot of DL
who play it
people.
off. Who play it off and
Yep.
I cannot cap. I will not cap about that. You know what I'm saying? There's people who just opens up to me and just be like, nah, I'm on a DL, bro, but no. I'm like, I got you. I ain't gonna be the one to expose you, bro. But yeah, you know, I don't want to see you on somebody else post talking about, oh, they gay, because you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say about that. Don't talk about gay people when you verbally told me you are on the DL. You know what I'm saying? Then that's my problem. That's when it's a problem for me.
It be them ones, man.
Be them ones for real.
Nah, that's that is super real.
You know,
and I will say, like, there's definitely situations, and there's a lot of people who might have to be DL because it's not safe.
That's what how. Yeah, bro. Exactly.
But you know, it's definitely different when it's like you out here.
That's exactly how I felt.
Shit.
Yeah, you know, when you talking shit and you talking about, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's totally different. But I do understand people that's on the DL because it's a cruel fucking world out there.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? It's cruel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I mean, I don't think I was on the DL for a while. If I was, it wasn't that long because I told myself personally, I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, I at least owe my family that. Like, you know, I don't want to be on one of those dating gay sites and someone be like, oh, Stan gay, like, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I don't want to put my family through that. I don't want my family to find out my sexuality by me being exposed. You get what I'm saying? I would rather come out myself and keep it real and just be like, yeah, it was me. I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to tell y'all because of how y'all would react, but I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? But I had to. I'm like, nah, I was down low for a little while, but I was like, I can't do this because I can't hide it. I can't hide shit.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, I couldn't hide it. I couldn't hide it. So, you know what I'm saying? I was just grateful for, my siblings, you know, most of my siblings who was just okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, you know, keeping it real, somebody, they knew. Like, they're like, man, we been knew. We was just waiting on you to come out, bro. We been knew. I got a homie. My homie, I'm not going to say his name, my dog for life, and he ain't never switched up on me. Never switched up, and this man is straight as an arrow. You know what I'm saying? I came out, my boy said, finally, bro. Because I was waiting for you to come out, bro. That shit ain't nothing gonna change our friendship. You know what I'm saying? And
that's dope. That's so dope, man.
You know, he was like, I was waiting on you to come out, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? And he one of them dudes out in the streets, like, and he my dog for life, like, you know, for real.
Man, I will say that's one thing that is different between you and I, because I didn't have that at all, really. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the differences being raised on the West Coast versus the South. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I'm not going to lie, man. The South, that was different.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
I think the hardest thing for me was, and you know what? There's some people, when I came out, they weren't cool with it. And they were like low-key kind of honest about it.
Okay. I never got honesty. I just got people talking shit behind my back. So,
there was one person who was like a really good friend of mine, and he was like, at the time, one of my best friends. Mm-hmm. Was so not okay with it. He was just like, oh, but you told me like when you were 8 years old, like you kissed a girl, you just gonna like dismiss that? I'm like, I mean, kind of, bro. Like, I was 8. Like, I don't know.
8?
Like,
what?
You know what I'm saying? It's like, after that, nothing. When it comes to, like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm gonna, like, yes, I am gonna kind of
dismiss
that. Okay. And the only reason that happened was because we just thought we were never gonna see each other again. And the crazy thing is we're still friends. I'm still friends with her. Mm-hmm. And she was at my wedding and everything. And that's, weirdly enough, that is my oldest friend. That's the only friend that I have who's still really stuck with me since like before college. Mm-hmm. And shout outs to her. But for me, it was the worst, I think, was the people who said, oh yeah, it's all good, bro. We love you. It ain't going to be nothing different. Yep. And it was different.
Oh, that was a lot.
That was the worst to me, when it was the people who said, and at the time I was just like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh cool. Like they really like love me and accept me, all this stuff. But it's just like their actions weren't matching their words. You know what I'm saying? And it was like you saw a distinct difference of how, you know what I'm saying? At least for me, I saw a distinct difference of how I was treated. Yeah. And that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like one person, I'm gonna get into this. I'm not gonna mention any names, but one person who was my like best friend growing up throughout like late elementary school, middle school, and high school. One of my best friends got married. And again, when I say best friends, I'm like, there was probably maybe only one other person who would be considered in that category with him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When he got married, everybody in our friend group, including people I know for a fact were not as close with him, were in his wedding party, except me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that was crazy. After I came out.
That shit's insane.
You know what I'm saying? And I noticed a difference in this person's actions. I'm sure they probably don't think that in their mind, but they treated me different. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell, and that's a reflection of, like, I don't care what you say. How you act towards me is more indicative of how you feel.
Yeah, facts. And
that hurt. Yeah, that hurt worse. Like, that hurt worse than if you just said, like, I'm gonna be real, bro. Like, I'm not okay with this, or like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Even my friend, and again, this other friend who was outwardly not cool with it, I don't talk to him anymore. Yeah. But there's at least some sort of more level of respect about at least just keeping it real of how they really felt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, facts.
Either way, it sucks. And again, it's just like the fact that we even have to go through this in general at all is just like, you know what I'm saying? It sucks.
It's insane, bro.
It sucks.
It's insane. So imagine, bro. Imagine me. You know what I'm saying? Being a big dude. This is me. Like, this is
And that's
me.
a whole nother. Yeah,
You know what
I'll
I'm
get
saying?
into
Yeah,
that
we'll
whenever
talk
I
about that.
tell more of my story.
But this is me. You know what I'm saying? This is me. This is how I talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sugarcoat. This is how I talk, right? This is how I talk when I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just I'm a straight acting gay man. You get what I'm saying? And it's like
quote unquote.
Because
that's another kind of bullshit thing.
Facts, but it's like, you know, people, you know, start saying, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, it's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying that. I'm just me. You know, and it's just like, you know, for people to even ask me, you know, stuff like, oh, were you touched as a kid or like things like that? It's like, bro, no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what I went through.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's not how I became gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, man.
Yeah. No, I heard some out of pocket stuff too.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah. There was one person who literally said to me that AIDS was God's way of punishing the gays for sinning, so that gays didn't deserve to be alive because that was their punishment for sinning against God.
That's insane.
I swear I heard somebody said that to me out their mouth to my face.
That's insane, bro. That's insane. Like, people are cruel, bro. People are for sure cruel. Like, you know, but back again, I was talked about for being big. I was always talked about, oh, you big, fat boy, blah, 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 blah. So what the fuck do you think I'm going to come out, you know, and tell people I'm gay on top of me being a big dude? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like...
That's a whole nother level. There's another... I really... One episode in the future, I want to get more into that. Because that's a whole nother layer to the dynamic that even some gay people don't even have to deal with, just being honest.
Yeah, no.
But that is a big deal. And that was a big deal to me. And I'll whenever we get kind of into...
discuss that and how racist even the gay community is. We're going to talk about that's a whole nother episode.
That's a whole episode.
We're going to for sure bring that up too. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, I'm just happy. I'm happy now in my life, and you know, I want everybody else to be happy. You know what I'm saying? And
facts. I think that there's such a level of freedom and liberation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Of just being yourself.
No, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just being yourself and not worrying about what other people think. And just being true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And if nobody can respect the fact that you're out here being true to yourself, that's crazy.
It's because they're scared to be true to themselves.
You know what I'm saying? So would you rather me just be on the DL and hanging out with all these straight dudes and then you find out? Or would you rather me be like, nah, bro, I'm gay. But you're not my type, so don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, come on.
It's cool, bro.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, bro. So you would rather be around somebody that hide and lie to you than someone keeping it real with you up front. So,
yeah, I know for me, it was tough, and I can kind of, I guess, start getting into my story with that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was like, you know, I was raised very in a very conservative Christian environment. And kind of I never thought the thought that like, oh yeah, I'm gay was never occurred to me. It was never because it was never an option. Because how I was raised, people weren't gay. They were choosing to sin against God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that, but it's not like you're not like intrinsically gay. Like that's not a thing that you can be. So it wasn't even an option. It was never a thing that I considered really in real life.
Yeah.
So I started when I was in like middle school, you know what I'm saying? Like right around the time that you're like hitting puberty and stuff, all of my friends would not shut up about girls. Like, and it pissed me off so bad. Like, I literally remember one time, like, actually yelling at my friends, just like, it's just girls. Like, what's the big fucking deal?
Yeah.
And I meant that. And I couldn't understand why they cared so much about girls like that. Because for me, it wasn't, it wasn't like that. And so, I think a lot of people just assumed I was just like a late bloomer, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it was that was when I first noticed, like, damn, nobody else is feeling the way that I'm feeling in this way. Like, and they're showing it, like, and I, of course, to me, it's like, I wanted to be included. I didn't want to be like a outcast. So it's like, I had to, had to front, you know what I'm saying? But I never cared enough to really like take it super serious with a girl or anything. And then around high school, probably like early high school, when I started, when puberty really started hitting in, and my first job, there was like some bosses. There was like 2 bosses and one of my coworkers who was like, were like fine as hell to me, and it was just, and I did not know what to do with that. Like, I had no idea what to do with that, because like because I'm kind of into more like bigger guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been that way. And that was a whole nother layer of the onion too, because it's like, I'm not even into what, like, media tells me I should be into, quote unquote. So I'm over here like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what the fuck to do with any of this shit. Yeah. Like, at all. Like, I'm literally, and I had, who could I talk to? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have anybody to talk to about it. I tried to kind of meet with my pastor on some like counseling type shit, but it was like, even then it's like I wasn't comfortable, because it's like I knew that based on how I was raised and the beliefs that my pastor shared and that I myself shared at the time, it's just like, what am I going to do? So I tried everything. Like, I literally tried. I read so many books. I had gotten like an exorcism, like literally like demons cast out of me. I'm not playing. Like, this was serious for me, because it's like, from everything that I knew to believe was true about my worldview, like, how I'm feeling should not be possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, shouldn't be a thing. Yeah. And there's got to be something wrong with me, or something going on either with me intrinsically or with my relationship with God or something. Yeah. Something's got to be wrong here that I've got to fix. No, facts. And I've got to figure out how to fix it. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that like just sent me into this years-long depression. And by my senior year of high school, like, I was like suicidal. Like, I was like taking hella pills and shit. Like, it was bad. I didn't go out. I just stopped hanging out with my friends. I didn't do anything. Yeah. And it's just, and I didn't know how to live with this, because it's like me, like how I'm feeling damn near at all times. And again, of course, is like a fucking horny ass teenager in puberty. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I can't, it's like, you can't just totally turn that shit off. Yeah. And so it's just like, what do you do? And everything that I was doing was just like, I'm, going to hell. Like, what I'm saying? Like,
bro, that's all it was. Like, and especially from like family, they all, you know what I'm saying? All my life, all I heard was, "Oh, you gay, you go to hell. You gay, you go to hell." That's all I heard. So in my head, I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to go to hell." But at the same time, like, what am I supposed to do? Just play like I like women? Play like I like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
and that's the thing. It's like there was no answers, there was no solutions, and so for me, and again, I'm gonna keep it real. There's not a whole lot of people that actually know this part of my story, but this is the How Real It Is podcast. And I'm going to keep it real. So we're going to go there. But I got to the point where just because I had been, due to just like, alcohol and addiction issues in my family, I had been a part of like Al-Anon and other like 12-step recovery groups for like friends and families of, alcoholics and drug addicts and stuff like that. And so I was like, well, maybe this is some sort of like sexual addiction. So I was in for about maybe 4 to 5 years. I was in recovery, into a 12-step recovery group for sexual addiction, because that's what I believed that this was. Because again, literally at no point like was just being gay an option. That was not an option. And so this was like my last ditch effort. And in the weirdest way, I'm grateful for that, because going through that 12-step program and actually working the steps and doing all of that helped me deal with my trauma and deal with tons of other stuff that was just underlying in life. And that's when I got into therapy as well. And I'm really grateful for the mental health services at my college. I went to Belmont University, and I don't know if this is still the case, but at the time they had free mental health services. So I was able to see an actual therapist for free during the time I was in college. And that shit literally saved my life.
Yeah.
Not even exaggerating about that. And so grateful for the staff and the people there, for real. And yeah, so I was in recovery, and weirdly enough, I think going through the 12 steps, dealing with my trauma, dealing with all of these other things that really didn't have anything to do with me being gay necessarily at all, but were just part of my trauma. And I think also taking the sexual aspect out of it. Like, I remember there would be times where I would like call some friends in the program, and I would just be like, hey, so like I just feel like I just want to cuddle up with a guy like on the couch and just like watch Netflix or something. Like, what is that? Because that's not sexual, but what is that? And then finally, one of my friends in the program literally told me, like, yo, have you ever just thought that you might be gay? And I was like, no, because I had not, because it was so not an option. And then literally for the first time I was ever like, oh my God, what if I'm gay? What does that even mean? Like, I had no idea. Again, I didn't know of anyone who was openly gay. There was I had just kind of seen some like stereotypes and generally what the media had portrayed. And fortunately there was somebody who was in the program who identified as gay, and he helped give me some resources and some documentaries to watch, and honestly even just some shows. And that's when I started actually I watched Modern Family, which I'm grateful for, because I felt like I could relate, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, wow, I could actually see myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could relate to this couple, like to Mitch and Cam on the show. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so grateful for that, because that wasn't like their shtick. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of characters that were just like, oh, that's the gay character. But it's like, no, there was a lot more. There was depth. You know what I'm saying? And there were just real people who were gay. And that was the first time I'd ever seen that, period. Not only just like, I'd never seen that in real life. But that was the first time I'd really seen that depicted in media. And so I'm really grateful for that show and for them, because that was really key to my coming out journey and being comfortable.
Nice. Yeah.
And so it took literally like over a year of just like really just digging in deep and completely just rearranging the core of how I viewed myself. And it was, I mean, that's intense. Like, that's, I'm not going to lie. And then coming out, I mean, at the time, you know, I was still, you know, financially dependent on my mom, you know what I'm saying? Who, again, had just keeping it real. And she's not like this now. But, you know, before, when I was growing up, I mean, she had said some pretty homophobic things. And I was so scared to tell her and to come out to her. And, you know, she had been kind of going through her own journey with that based on some other stuff going on in her life. And the timing of that was actually really good. And so, you know, thankfully, my family, for the most part, had finally gotten to the point where they were really accepting of me. And then, you know, when I came out to some of my friends, it was really like, that really showed who my real friends were.
Facts. Yep.
Because, and again, kind of like I was saying earlier, it's like there's some people who said that they were cool, but their actions didn't back that up. And then there's some, and then I'm really grateful for the people who did. And really the interesting thing too is there's a lot of, I have some friends who saw me go through this whole process, or at least even towards the end of this process. And it's like, from knowing me and me having honest conversations with them about myself and my experience, it's like has changed their view.
Yeah.
Because similar to me, they hadn't really interacted with or didn't know about, like, know anybody who was really gay to really, like, you know, talk to them and have some real conversations with them about it. Yeah. And so, you know, I'm grateful to have been a part of other people's journey, and the same way that other people have been a part of my journey. And, you know, I'm here today and I'm out and I'm very happy. And, you know, at first it was really scary, but the thing that's really beautiful, and I think that you know, our community definitely isn't perfect, and we have plenty of our issues that need to be addressed and that we will call out. We will.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm grateful. And the one thing that I love, even just about going to Pride, is there's just this overwhelming, overarching feeling of just love and acceptance. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that. And I'm so grateful that, you know, there are people in this world who will love and accept you for who you really are. And there are, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it may not be the people you hope or that maybe should.
Yeah.
But there are those of us out here who absolutely do and absolutely will. And that's why a lot of times, I don't know if you've heard this, but sometimes, you know, I don't know if you've heard other people like refer to like other gay people of just like, oh yeah, like that's family, like their family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's true. You know, I feel that way about really all of us. And I think if you're out there and you're watching this and you've maybe had doubts or had struggles or you know, just know that you do have a family out here, and it's a family of choice. And there are people out here who really do love you and really do accept you for who you are. And it's, you know, I mean, we've had our own journey with stuff. I mean, until gay marriage was legalized in this country was it 2015? Yeah. Like there was literally, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand. It's not even about marriage necessarily, but there were 101 federal benefits that you could not receive, even if you were married in a state where it was legal. You know what I'm saying? And that was an issue because like there were real life scenarios where something could happen to their husband, wife, partner if they were in a same-sex relationship and they could never see that person again, or they could never have rights to be at their funeral or get any, you know, were entitled to any sort of like monetary or spousal benefits or anything like that. And it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like and again, I think it's things that I think straight people don't even realize that they've had all along and benefits that they have, you know what I'm saying? It's just part of a normal life. But it's new, you know what I'm saying? It's new for us. And I'm very grateful that, you know, we're at this point where we've had that. But I mean, there's a lot of people and a lot of, history in our community of just, you know, I mean, even like the AIDS crisis. And I mean, there was so many people, it was like over a third of the estimated LGBTQ population died. You know what I'm saying, during the AIDS epidemic, and it could be more. I don't know. If somebody wants to correct me on the stats on that, by all means, please do. But it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people who came before us who, you know, had to deal with exponentially worse conditions than we've had to, just for us to be able to be ourselves and to be able to have this type of conversation with you guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
facts.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been talking a lot, but that's anyway. That's my story. And you know, I'm grateful for everybody who loves me, and I think it's getting better. You know what I'm saying? I think overall it's getting better.
It's getting better for sure.
And that's the thing. We gotta share our stories. We gotta have these types of conversations. And I think that's why we wanted to have this conversation today. 'Cause it's like, I mean, hey, that's a core part of our stories.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. It's like, you know, I would love to if anyone was to approach me and be like, bro, so how did you come out? Like, what happened? Or like, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind sharing it, but the assumptions and all that is not like, it's like, come on, just talk to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ask me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy that I'm who I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't regret being gay at all.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is just me. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want people to, that's going through that, or even just not knowing for sure what they like. You know what I'm saying? Just, I'm here. I'm here to talk, no judgment at all. And yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it's something where it's really serious, or you're really depressed, or even just considering doing something to not be here with us anymore, one thing I'm gonna do when I edit this video, I'm going to provide the Trevor hotline. It's a hotline. It's a 24/7 hotline where you can talk with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these are like people who are licensed and qualified. You know what I'm saying, to talk to you. And again, we're not available 24/7 just because we're people and not an organization. But this goes out to anybody. If you're struggling with anything or dealing with anything,
it don't gotta be about being gay or anything.
No,
anything.
Facts.
Like, I'm always here. My inbox is always open for sure, and I'm just here to talk. I'm kind of good at it, actually.
Now
you know what I'm saying? I'm a good problem solver or a conflict mediator, so to speak. So if anybody just having a bad day, like, you know what I'm saying, and I'm here, like, you know what I'm saying. I have friends that, what I'm saying, just be like, bro, you said this and it made me feel much better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here. Even if you need a laugh, like, hit me up.
Yeah. No, for real. And I mean, just because, this shit gets real. Shit gets real. And despite all the progress that we've made, it's still, it's real. It's really that. Coming out is probably, that might be the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
It is. And it's heartbreaking when you love somebody and they just don't accept you, or they act funny towards you, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, a lot of family act so funny towards me, but then when you approach them, I don't got a problem with it. Yeah, you do. Like, you do. It's okay because you didn't act like this before, but you act like this now. And they'll say, "Oh, I love you. I love you." Okay, I appreciate it.
you gotta
show that. Like, you gotta show me that you love me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to give my dad a shout out because I thought, my whole thing was coming out is because I'm a junior. So,
all right, technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
So yeah, I'm. What I was saying was I'm a junior, and I felt like me coming out, to my dad, I felt like I was disappointing him. You know what I'm saying? But I was dodging my dad like I was on the fucking run. You know what I'm saying? Like I was dodging my dad like I was on the fucking run, bro. Like, he was literally about to put me in jail for murder when, he found out I was gay. And it was like, ducking and dodging that man for weeks. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, fuck that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He pulled up on me and was like, come outside. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Got him.
Like, yeah, he got me. And, he was like, so, I was like, so what'd you hear? Like, and he was like, yeah, so what's this about? She was like, you gay? I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I am. You know what I'm saying? And just thinking, he was going to be mad or whatever. But he was like, I would never be mad at you. I love you. You my son. You my junior. He was like, I don't want you to ever feel like I was mad at you. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm going to always be here for you no matter what. And, I feel like once I came out, our relationship got better. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to talk with my dad, and he was like, ever since because my mom passed away when I was 15. So he was like, ever since your mom passed away, I just noticed like a cloud over you. He's like, my son was always depressed. He was like, and I just wondered why he was so sad all the time. He was like, but then I realized, he was like, you was hiding who you really was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you was hiding who you really was. And he even gave he gave Hayden a shout out. He was like, I want to thank Hayden for making you happy. You know what I'm saying? He was like, because, man, I didn't know what was going on. You was just so sad all the time. I'm like, yeah, I was, because I was hiding who I was to impress other people. And once I realized that I didn't have to do that, like, it was like, fuck the world, like, for real, like, fuck everybody. Like, is my dad okay with it? I don't give a fuck who not cool with it. That's my dad. Like,
and
you know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
And that's something, honestly, like, again, that's unfortunately rare. Like, that's unfortunately rare. And I love your dad to death, man. Your dad is so cool, and has shown me nothing but love, which, again, I'm so grateful for, and again, is unfortunately really rare. And but you know, even if you're listening to this and you don't have those people in your life, I've found more solace in my friends and my family of choice that I've made. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the people that get the real me. And you know, I've kind of gone through life and I realized that there's a lot of people who might be, you know, who are friends with me or who are around me, and it's like they're friends with a certain subsection of me, but those people who really friends with the whole you, those are the real ones. Like, those are the people you need to keep. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm grateful to have a couple of those in my life. You know, sometimes that's your family, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's your family of choice. And again, just know that. And I think what we want to do with this podcast is just create. I don't know. I know it's kind of like a corny ass phrase, but like a safe space, like, for real. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because we just want to be able to facilitate these type of conversations, and like it's like you know what I'm saying? Like, we might have differences of opinion or differences of thing, but like, at the end of the day, the whole goal of this, what we're trying to create with this podcast and this space, is we want a place where we can learn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where people can just share their experience, share them, and we can learn from that and listen to that. And again, it's just like, there's, you know, hopefully some people out here who have maybe not had these types of conversations. And I already know, like, I mean, this is episode 5 for us, and I'm grateful for all of y'all who are regularly listening, which is cool. I mean, totally cool, because when we started this podcast, we weren't trying, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were just starting this because we wanted to do it. But the fact that there's, you know, some of y'all who are out there listening to us, like, week after week, we love y'all.
All the feedback,
sure. And like, I know that there's people who out there who have, you know, who are some of our regular listeners who I know have not heard these parts of at least my story, possibly yours either.
Not mine
and
either.
that's what we want to try to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just want to have these types of conversations with y'all. And again, like, you know, hit us up, you know, leave a comment, let us know. Again, if there's something maybe you're dealing with, or maybe you're just like, I've always wanted to know more about this. Cool. If it's not something that we have experience about, guess what? We want to try to find somebody who maybe has that experience or comes from that sort of background to have those types of conversations. And we're trying to do that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already have, you know, some episodes in mind, some people we want to try to get on the podcast and try to have these types of conversations. Because again, even between us, there's a lot that we can learn from each other because we're so different. But even then, there's only so much experience that we have. You know what I'm saying? Even collectively, like, there's things and people and cultures and stuff that we don't know as much about, and would love to bring those people on here and have conversations with them and learn from them as well.
Exactly.
So man, anything else you want to say, I guess, about as far as like your story and coming out? I mean, this is something that we're gonna revisit a lot. I mean, shit, like it or not, we gay, so it's gonna come up. It's gonna come up. Here
to stay. So
facts.
Yeah, man. But nah, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying. I just wanted to share a little bit of that about me. That a lot of it's kind of, I don't talk about much. You know what I'm saying, but I'm open to talking about it. You know what I'm saying, but I just don't talk about it much. And yeah, man, just again, I'm here for anybody that's going through this or anything in life, you know what I'm saying, that y'all dealing with.
No, facts. 100%. I echo that same sentiment. And, you know, like, at the end of the day, you know, this is something that we have is kind of a shared experience, but also we've had different experiences as well as far as coming out, because it's like, I would say as a whole out in California, like as a society, it's a little bit more accepted than it is down in the South. And so I think our experiences with that were different in some ways, but also similar in a lot of ways. And I know that there's, there may be some of you guys out there who are going through the same type of thing, and just know that you guys are not alone. And I think one thing that helped me when I was going through my coming out journey was to listen to other people and hear their stories, and just make me feel like, oh, I'm not alone. Like, I'm not dealing with this, because I really thought I was some like abnormality of humanity, of nature. You know what I'm saying? That there weren't other people out there like me. And it's like, when I found, even if it's not anybody that I knew personally, but just knowing that there were other people out there like me, you know what I'm saying, that were having the same type of experience, like that was huge, because it made me feel like I'm not a mistake. You know what I'm saying? I really thought that I was like a mistake of God, like a mistake of nature, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like that kept me in a really dark place for a really long time. And just know that if you're out there, no matter who you are or what you're dealing with or what you're going through, you're not a mistake. You know what I'm saying? You're not any sort of freak of nature. And there's people out there that are going through what you've gone through, and it's just a matter of, finding those people, or sometimes even just knowing that, hey, they're out there. I'm not alone. Yeah. And so we're just letting you know you're not alone. We love you no matter what. And again, at the end of the day too, just as maybe some of the people who, aren't gay or don't have this experience, just to show you guys, you know what? At the end of the day, we're still us. We're still just regular ass people. You know what I'm saying? And there's just another layer of us that, some people might not know. And, and again, I would just challenge maybe some of you guys who have maybe had a certain idea or, perspective about gay people. It's again, like, we're here. Just like you were saying earlier, it's just like, talk to us. Yeah. If you got any questions about us, about our experience, about, you know what I'm saying? Again, we're here. We're up for it. We're down to have these types of conversations, because, I think I've had these conversations with other people, and I think have helped change some people's perspective and provide some insight. And then on the flip side, some other people who aren't like me and aren't had, I don't have their experience. I've learned a lot from them. Yeah. And I think, and that's, again, that the whole purpose of this podcast is just to have these types of conversations. And so, we can learn and hopefully grow, you know what I'm saying? Grow together. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. Anyway, we love you guys.
Love you guys.
This has been the How Real It Is podcast. Thank you so much. Again, be sure to be sure to subscribe, so that way we drop new episodes every Wednesday. Yeah. That way you'll be the first to know. And again, like we said before, leave a comment if there's any conversation, anything you want us to cover, to talk about, that you've been curious about and you don't know yourself. And even if we don't know, we gonna try to fit it into future episodes. Yeah. So let us know, y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with us again. This has been episode 5, and it's been so cool, honestly. Like, we really just started this shit on a whim, and here we are. And it's still crazy to me that even though we got like a handful of regular listeners, I mean, we got regular listeners, people who tune in every week. So shout outs to you guys.
Big shout outs.
I don't know. I don't know if it gets to the point where we got to come up with a name for y'all, like the Beehive or like Swifties or some shit. What? But I don't know. The Reelers, the Realists.
The How Real It Is.
I don't know. Y'all can figure that out. Y'all can come up with that name, because I don't feel 100% about any of the ones that we just threw out there.
No. No.
Anyway, y'all, this has been the How Real It Is podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we'll be back next Wednesday with another episode. And so thank you guys so much. We out. Peace. Yeah.
How real it is. How real it is. How real it is. How real it is. Hey, yeah.
Man. So be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms at How Real It Is Pod.